Happening right here on the shoe. Welcome again. It is another drinks to words by. You are not drunk already. Maybe you are, but this is two.
We're coming. We're coming to the holidays. There's a lot more drunkenness during the holidays.
I know. So be very careful. One of the things that I loved was just someone would walk in the bar and then they would just yell out, "There's a checkpoint at blah 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 blah," just screaming. Yeah, everyone's like,
I gotta find another route.
"Yeah, oh man,
Not all
yeah,
heroes wear capes.
yeah." Speaking of capes, David, what are we drinking today?
I have been working very, very hard at my physique. So actually, I'm gonna enjoy a cocktail today. I'm actually drinking whiskey and apple juice.
What?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
a real thing, or did you just make that up?
It has become a drink of necessity since I've given up soda. I had to find cause, and I can't have like really citrusy drinks, because of my whole my teeth situations. So apple juice is kind of light, and I was like, "Fuck it, whiskey and apple juice."
And what's the prognosis? I mean, yeah, you have to drink it, but that doesn't mean that you have to like it.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Like a lot of people mix apple juice with Hennessy, or Martinelli's apple cider with
Mm,
Hennessy. So I was like,
mm.
let me, Hennessy and apple, and let me try whiskey. It's not bad.
Okay.
I Like you look at a Big Mac, right, at the Cove, and it's cranberry juice and whiskey, basically. You know,
Yeah.
so I'm all, why not give it a shot?
Maybe you maybe just like that, you got to muddle something in it because they use blackberry, cranberry, so you got to do like I don't know, whatever you got on hand.
Yeah, I mean, I made a drink for the show. I'm not like I'm actually since my initial tooth surgery, I am down 22 pounds.
Wow, wow,
That's only been
congratulations,
like a
man. I have to see you in real life.
in real life, right? It's weird. And if we go by my creed of my birthday, because I was 255 on July 9th, I'm actually down 27 pounds since
That's
my birthday.
great. That's
Yeah,
great.
pretty proud of myself. I've been pushing, trying to get myself back into, shape. I don't want to be,
A shape.
I don't want to be a fucking pear, or or as my friend Nestor says, there you're not fat, you're chubby. And then if you're really fat, you're just chubby chubby. Not trying to be chubby chubby. I'm trying to be just one tube.
Well, that's cool. I was wondering what I was gonna drink today, and so
Alcoholic.
yeah, so I just brought out the Liquid Death, the
Uh,
the mango. I have these saved. I'm kind of just drinking them very sparsely. So this is another one that I'm going into. So I'm a mango fan, so it just works out.
yeah, this is actually the first drink I've had since Saturday. So I've really just been on the health kick. I've been cutting out. I've like I said, I haven't had a soda. I've been eating better, uh, eating less, like throughout the day and stuff. So no snacking, no fucking chocolate. I mean, I have the cravings because it's just what to eat, right? It's like, oh, this will satisfy my urge, and yeah, no, I mean, all I can do is just keep with it. I mean, obviously, Thanksgiving's gonna be a fucking spoiler.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. You make your own plate.
If I get 5 miles in before dinner, then I'll be okay. I've been walking 5 miles a day minimum.
Wow. And are you doing Thanksgiving at your house?
Yeah, yeah. Me and the wife are just gonna be here. She's gonna cook some stuff, and then we'll just enjoy. or each other's company.
All right.
Oh
Very
yeah.
cool. I haven't gotten my plans yet. There's just so much going on, especially that week. So,
That's
yeah.
part
So,
of life.
yeah, yeah. So, we'll see what happens. But I kind of need to know whether or not I'm going to a Thanksgiving or not, only because I have yet to go to the store and pick anything up, to take. And with that, let's get into our first topic. And I found this thing and I wanted to get your thoughts on it. And it does have to deal with the grocery store. And
Oh, okay. Before we any further, is there any grocery store in particular in general?
no,
Because
this has
okay,
to do with the shopping cart. And I want to know what's your um uh analysis of a shopping cart. Um what kind of person do you take a shopping cart and then do you return it? Do you leave it where you're at? Do you try to pawn it off on somebody else that's walking in?
I personally always return it. I make it a point because I've seen people and I've hated looking at people and go, "It's right there. It's right the fuck there." Like, come on, don't be that lazy. And then they're blocking a parking spot. So I myself, I can't speak for anybody else. I personally always put the shopping cart back into an area where it's supposed to be. Especially because there's people who work it and I've seen them fucking lugging like 40 fucking shopping carts. And I'm like, if they have to go around and hunt them down, that's fucked up, man. So
Yeah. I return a cart, especially, you know how they have those carts where you put the quarter in? Because I want my quarter back. I have specifically in my car a quarter designated only for the shopping cart. It's the same quarter.
do you have a cart quarter?
Yes, yes. What are you gonna do if you don't have a quarter? You're screwed. And that's why I don't care if I see someone walking in or whatever. I'm like, guys, I got to get my quarter back. This quarter belongs to me. This is my precious.
Yeah.
This is my Lord of the Ring. You know what I mean? So it's
Do you have marking on it to like specify like I can't use this quarter? Like you have a change box in your car, but that quarter has its own like has a C on it.
no, it's just it's the only quarter that's in my change box. So it's just like, well, it's the only quarter. There have been times where I've threatened to use the quarter because I'm such a proponent of exact change because I get all this change in my little change purse and I'm like, oh, I got to get rid of it, But sometimes, it's like I have the exact change, but I have to use that quarter, and I'm just like, So I'm hesitant to use it. Sometimes I do. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I do just so I can get rid of all my change, and I gotta go into my stash of quarters. So there are times where I use it, for nefarious reasons.
I think in the house we may have close to $50 in change. Yeah, we got to go to like the Walmart. I always used to take my change to Walmart and change it. I know they take like 10%, but it's like, dude, what am I gonna do with all this fucking change? I'm not gonna do it. It's here. All of a sudden, I have like $83. So I go, all right, now I can go shopping. Here's my fucking receipt. Take out of this thing.
Well, what you can do is just separate the quarters because everybody's gonna take quarters. Everybody, and then you just
I give them. Fuck it. If I got pennies, you're taking pennies, motherfucker.
I know, no, 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 but that's what you keep because quarters are valuable. Quarters you could use for parking meters. You could use for
Vending
uh,
machine.
vending machines. Those are universal. Those actually have an actual lifespan. Whereas, like the dimes, the nickels, and the pennies, you can always use just to make change. Just to like, oh, my whole game is I got to get a quarterback or I got to waste the change. That whenever I give change out, that's the idea. Like today, something I bought like a donut and a coffee and it came out to like something 55, right? And so I just gave him a nickel and I got two quarters back and I'm like, yes, laundry quarters, you know? And I wasted a nickel. So
Yeah, laundry quarters are important.
Yeah, yeah. So, but do what you will. Do what you will with your coins. But that's just what I do, and or I try to make dollars. You know what I mean? Like I try to just not waste a dollar and just do it like that. So, change does have meaning if you put the right effort into it. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Change is gonna come.
Yes, especially January 20th. Oh no. Okay. So there is a shopping cart theory that I found on the internet. And
Oh,
yes.
that's always right.
Yeah. So I saw this and I was just like, well, this kind of works out because, the holidays are coming up. Everyone uses a shopping cart. And let me read it to you and then we'll get your thoughts. And guys, we're curious about your thoughts too. If this strikes a pose or strikes, you two want to fancy an email, to us, email us drinkswordsby at gmail or slide in the DM on our Instagram at drinks to words by. So the shopping cart theory. Um,
Send us a quarter via Venmo.
Okay. The shopping cart theory is the ultimate litmus test for whether a person is capable of self governing. So, to return the shopping cart is an easy, convenient task and one which all recognize as a correct, appropriate thing to do. To return the shopping cart is objectively right. There is no situations other than dire emergencies in which a person is not able to return their cart. Simultaneously, it's not illegal to abandon your shopping cart. Therefore, the shopping cart presents itself as an apex example of whether a person will do what is right without being forced to do it. No one will punish you for not returning the shopping cart. No one will fine you or kill you for not returning the shopping cart. You must return the shopping cart out of the goodness of your own heart. You must return the shopping cart because it is the right thing to do. Because it is the right thing to do and because it is correct. So, what do you think of that shopping cart theory? Do you think it weighs any water?
I feel like that is overly righteous. I mean, yeah, it's the right thing to do, but like that is a very elaborate explanation about whether or not you should return a shopping cart. I think it's just like there's no penalty for it, but you want to go to heaven, return your shopping carts. I mean, um, I, I I don't know. I guess morally, I get the morality of it because it is the right thing to do. Like the way I explained it for myself. I know there's people who have to pick them up, and I know that it looks shitty if you don't. Like it's like, dude, it's right there. You can just like a couple steps. The only the only caveat to that would be like if you have a small baby in the car and you just can't walk away because depending, some of them are kind of a walk, depending on where you parked. And there's a lot of creeps out there. So outside of that, you should be able to return the fucking cart. I'm not gonna go into you know, get on a high horse for this, but yeah,
Do you think not returning the shopping cart is automatic? You're put on the naughty list from Santa.
is it Colworth? I don't know. I don't want my kid, my kid who still believes in Santa, because I mean, you believe in Santa till what? Maybe 7, maybe.
Or you still do? I mean, there's movies about him still. You know what I mean? It's possible.
Yeah, but that's not for us. It's for us. That's not for us. I mean, come on. I mean, if you still do, then you voted for Trump. But anyway, um, yeah, you're not letting your kid put the card away. And you're following them if you are to try to teach them something. But yeah, there's no, yeah, no, not. I don't think that's not a list worthy. Uh, I mean, That's my take on it. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I have a my take on it is, it really doesn't, for now, doesn't really affect my life. Although I like one of I was I ran into a buddy of mine at at a store, and he just left his shopping cart there. And I'm just like right in front of me, and I'm like, I didn't say anything, but I was just like, you don't want to put that back. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to.
Especially in front of somebody, right? You would think like, oh, I wasn't going to, but he's right there. It looks kind of shitty if I don't do it.
Yeah,
I just like, I don't give a fuck.
I couldn't believe it. I was just like, oh, and he listens to the show, so you know, maybe, I mean, because there's only one place that I shop, and
Who you are?
yeah,
Put the card back.
yeah, put the car back. You know you are. You listen to the show. You know you do.
Like I feel. Okay, let me put it this way. Like I feel that people who don't pick up their dog shit are worse than people who don't return the card.
Okay. Well, that's a reason why I don't have a dog,
Shit, he's fucking no. It's cold for every Christmas.
and that's the reason why I don't have a dog, because I don't want to pick up their shit. It's lazy, but at the same time, it's very respectable. It's just like, look,
Sick of your shit.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, we went off track with all that, but I love it. I love it. Let us know your thoughts again, guys. Go ahead, email us, slide in the DM. Log on to drinkswordsby.com for more information on how to contact us. And speaking of groceries, something really weird happened last night. I opened up what I get. I got some food, and then I wanted to store it, and I put it in the refrigerator. Right when I opened up the door, the light went out, and I was just like, I'm like, oh my god, does my refrigerator work? Does it not work? I was like, what's going on? And I started feeling everything, and the light not working really fucks with you, because you really are touching everything. You're like, is that cold? Is that cold enough? I don't know. I, I started taking out my eggs. I'm like, I gotta protect my eggs.
No, yes. So that happened to us actually, where the fridge light went out and nothing felt cold enough. So then we had the apartment complex send somebody over. So it's just the light. Okay, okay.
It really does fuck with you.
Yes,
And
it does.
yeah, I went to Home Depot before the show, obviously, and I was like, where? I'm like, I was like, they have to keep lights in the refrigerator section. I'm like, this is very specific to a refrigerator. And as I'm walking, I don't see any, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Why wouldn't they be in the refrigerator section? And then I went to the actual like light bulb area, and I'm just like, I'm like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. This is a lot of light bulbs. I'm like, is it any light bulb that I want? So I went, and luckily that's why they have the Home Depot people there. And I was like, excuse me. I'm like, is there a refrigerator light bulb? Is that a real thing? And he goes, yes. And he said something, and then he's like, let me point you to the way. And I'm like, wow, so okay. And there was like 8 light bulbs that I had to choose from. And I'm just like, 8 light bulbs. I was like, fuck. Like, I just want one light bulb to rule them all. And an appliance light bulb. That's what he called it. And I was just like, oh, yeah, yeah, I need like one of those. And so as I'm looking, I'm like, which one should I get? And I saw they had like an LED light bulb. I'm like, okay. I'm like, that seems more. It was a little bit more, but I was like, oh, that seems just more, less e waste in my brain. And it's funny because like every single light bulb is making these erroneous claims. Lasts 6 times longer than any light bulb. This is the most efficient light bulb in the world. You're just like, oh my god.
That's the fridge.
Exactly.
So is the light bulb socket universal? Is
It
it one size fits all?
yeah, I think I don't know because I just went to an expert and who knew that they were experts, but there are, for light bulbs, and I assume, but like the light bulb has to be like super small.
Yeah.
You can't have a too big of a bulb. I guess because it'll just hit the top of the refrigerator or something like that.
Makes sense. Uh, yeah, but I'm glad that you were able to save the eggs and
Yeah,
get your bulb.
I just got brand new eggs. Before I used to be into the 12 pack, the classic standard 12 pack. I moved on. I am now the 18 pack guy.
Ah, okay. But are you a white egg person or a brown egg person? Because I've moved on to brown eggs.
Right now I'm still on the white egg because that's what they have at the commissary where I go.
Gotcha.
Um, and I'm into the cheapest egg. So color has no bearing over price. I'm like whatever is the cheapest price I'm getting. So
I gotcha.
yeah, and there's no like right. There's no difference between brown egg and white egg, right?
I don't know. My wife seems to believe so, so now we're on the brown egg thing. She prefers brown eggs. She feels like if we hard boil them, that it breaks easier, like it cracks easier, like smoother. I have noticed that like the large brown eggs, they come with a really nice bright yolk. Like the
Mm,
yolk is very prominent, so I like a yolk.
mm,
Especially when making a fried egg, because once you cut it and then all the ooze out,
mm,
it's just
mm. Speaking of delicious, something I put off last week or last show, I should say, was the Gladiator 2 review. I can now talk about it because it is now out today. So we can talk about that. But before we do, David, is there anything you would like to review before I debois the Gladiator 2?
I watched a movie that I can only recommend to myself.
All right.
Um, it's a movie called Crazy House. I don't know if I brought this up about this movie being kind of like off the wall. It is off the fucking wall. It is a I can't even explain what it is. It's like a hodgepodge just genre. I mean, I guess you can consider it a horror movie, but it takes shit like back. Uh, it has uh, what's his name? Is it the guy? I think we talked about it, the guy from not Simon Pegg, but the other guy, the chubby dude. It's got
Oh, the
Alicia
chubby dude.
Silverstone.
Yeah. Oh, the chubby dude. Yeah, yeah.
Uh, and it's shot like it's a sitcom. Like it starts off as a sitcom, but then
Yes, I
goes
heard about
into
this.
yes, and
Yeah, it's kind of like Married with Children vibes, right? The set is
yes,
kind of like that. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. I heard about this. I saw a Q&A with the other guy, and
Did you?
yeah.
Man, it's like I could recommend it to you because you could see what like I'm talking about and see like you wouldn't like judge me for it like
Oh, I
anybody
would.
else would.
I would.
Okay. This is why I can only recommend it to myself because I don't know anybody that would look at this movie and just go like, oh, okay. And then be like, what the fuck did I just watch? Because even I kind of said like, what the fuck did I just watch? But I go, all right, I get it. I like it because it's just different. It's just, and when I say different, fuck, I don't want to put too much, but I mean, if you're a religious person, don't watch this movie.
And what's the name of this movie again?
Crazy House with a K.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah,
S-
yeah.
you know what's weird is I have a movie that I would only recommend for myself right now too, and that is The Covenant. Okay, this what
Oh,
this
what's his name?
Stanley Tucci, the
No,
Tooch,
it's
the Tooch, and
a
and
war movie.
no,
Isn't
this
there one
is
called The Covenant war movie?
probably they're probably
Okay.
this is about who's the guy that played the guy on Harry Potter, Voldemort. That guy.
Oh, fuck, Voldemort. God damn. I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. Reigns,
Yes, yes. Oh man,
right?
starts with an R. Or I might have to look it up.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. We got time.
Yeah, right now everyone's screaming at their radio. It's this person, you idiot. Fast forward 15 seconds, guys. Then we'll then we'll move on from that. Okay, movie.
He's a good actor too.
Yeah, he was in The Menu,
He was.
which that's a good movie too.
I enjoyed it. Makes you look at dining differently. Tell you that much.
Yeah,
I ain't saying shit about you.
man, I'm getting all these different movies that it's not.
Just put in the menu and then hit cast.
Oh yeah, there we go. That's better. Okay, it keeps on. Maybe am I saying it wrong? Okay, I gotta look up. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Maybe I'm saying this wrong movie. I'm gonna look up
I think so.
Menu. Come on. I have an okay, real quick off topic. I have an old phone. Okay,
Second.
it's
I gotta
my
be right back.
okay.
Give me 1 second.
As I'm looking up the name of the actor that I will be saying in 1 second, and his name is. Let's go to cast. If you haven't seen The Menu, guys, highly recommend it. Ralph Fiennes. Damn it. That's right. And right now, okay. And of course, I was saying the name of the wrong movie throughout that, which I can't wait to reveal the name of the movie and the name of the person too. David has guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and being a part of the program. Really do appreciate it. Again, if I said it once, I'll say it again. Log on to drinkswordsby.com. There you can contact us. You can go ahead and go through the cornucopia of shows that we have done. We're like at 162 or something like that. So half have our audio and the other half are YouTube, as we got started in the YouTube game way later on in this journey through the show. So there is a lot a lot of shows that you can dive into, especially during the holiday season, as you're going to have some more time off during that time. And we always do clips, so make sure to log on to our IG for that. And there's a clip from like every show, so you can, just if you have a minute, you want to relive a memory, just go there, and that'll be great. Anything else worth mentioning? If you haven't smashed the like button on our YouTube and subscribe to us, how dare you? Go do that now. But of course, if you prefer us in audio terms, we're on Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartMusic, iHeartRadio. And for more information, again, log on to drinkswordsby.com. And there you can check out all those banners and click whichever one that you subscribe to, and subscribe to us. Would really appreciate it. Help us get the word out as well. That would be remarkable if you can just tell a friend, share the links, share something, just let people know what we're doing, and help us build up our listening audience. That would really be helpful. And if I dare say, why don't you also donate some money? Yes, you could donate money to us. We're eventually going to head back to a bar eventually, and you could donate money, buy us a drink, buy us a round. Um, that would really help. We have a Venmo at Drinks to Words By. Again, log on to drinkswordsby.com. There you'll see our Venmo, and just go ahead and send us some money, and we'll give you a shout out. Do you want to be a guest on the program? Well, guess what? Again, we're in the holiday season, so you're going to have some extra time. We're going to have some extra time. Let's combine that time and have you on. And we're always looking for guests. And if you want to be a guest, or if you have somebody that you think would be a great guest, why not invite them on the program, and they could be a guest with us? David back
I'm sorry.
from
I apologize. Just a little house emergency. Everything's fine now.
Nothing Burnt Down.
We're done.
Yes. Ralph Fiennes, by the way, is the
Fine.
actor. The actor that I'm talking about. And it's not whatever it was, that was the wrong name. This is called, it's not The Covenant. It is called Conclave.
Conclave. Okay.
Yes.
I have. I can't say that I've seen this movie, but now I want to.
Well, hold on.
Oh
This
no, 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 no.
this
I would.
movie is about picking the next pope. So
Oh yeah.
it is political religious drama that I
How about this movie going? Yes, I want to watch this.
you know what? People were talking, like, people, and by people I mean like 60 and 70-year-olds were talking about it. They were just raving about it. And I was just like, I'm like, I'm an old man too. Like, let me watch this. But once I found out Stanley Tucci, the Tuchinator, was in there, and then you get Ralph Fiennes, I'm like, okay, like,
I'm a big fan of the Tuchinator. I think he's underrated. He plays a lot of different roles, and I think he's a very good actor. Bless you. Thanks.
thank you. Yes, fine actor in Ralph Fiennes, and um, it's just really intriguing. You feel like you're a fly on the wall in this process, and you're like, I wonder if they really do pick a pope like this, and it's just the political intrigue that comes along with it in picking a pope. So, um, this is
Into
definitely,
that.
yeah, into the Vatican. And this is like only like an hour and a half, maybe an hour 40 minutes tops.
Really? Because that look, it feels like just the idea seems like a 2.5 hour movie. Luckily, it wasn't shot by fucking Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
4 hours later.
Have they
What's the
picked this damn pope yet?
what's the longest movie you've ever watched?
Oh, it would have to be the Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League, which is like 4 hours or something like that.
Is it? It didn't seem that much longer.
It
It
didn't.
didn't seem like they added anything.
It did it, but it was great. I really enjoyed it.
I was gonna say Gettysburg. I remember Gettysburg was like a two-part. It was a two VHS fucking movie. Remember when you had to do two fucking
Yeah,
VHS? That's old. That's why you like. Oh, I can watch the Pope.
yeah. Not like the Titanic. 3 VHSs. Three.
That movie is the most overhyped, overrated movie for something we already knew the ending to.
Yeah. I didn't know this, but I was watching this other movie, anything about you or something like that, or anybody but you with Sydney Sweeney
Yeah, yeah.
and
It's on. I think it's on Netflix, right?
yeah, yeah, and they're on the boat and they're just like, we have to Titanic, we have to Titanic, and I guess that's where they like you and your girlfriend or whoever, go to the bow of the ship and then you do the I'm flying thing. I
Yeah.
didn't know that was a thing. I don't know if that's a TikTok thing or if that's real, but don't do it. Stop.
No, please do it and then fall.
Okay, so the original, idea of everything was Gladiator 2.
That is,
It's funny because you talked about a movie that you would only see. I talked about a movie that I would only see. But now let's talk a movie that I think everybody would see. I want to get your first thoughts on, just the idea of Gladiator 2 for you.
um, Electric Boogaloo. I don't know.
Did you see the first Gladiator?
I did. I don't know anybody who hasn't. You know what I mean? It's one of those movies that became like you have to watch it. I was a fan of Gladiator One. Russell Crowe did an amazing job. Um, I don't know it needed a sequel. I don't think it needed a sequel, but you're here to tell us that it apparently it needed a sequel.
No, it didn't need a sequel, but we got one nonetheless. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? And so I got to go to an advanced screening of it, and I myself was like, there's like there's no need for a second sequel other than a money grab. And lately that's what I feel sequels have been. Tons of sequels have been money grabs. Beetlejuice 2, but that felt pretty
By
good.
the way, I forgot that I did see that. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, yeah, I enjoyed it too. What movie did I not enjoy? Well, the Joker 2, I am the only one that enjoyed it. Literally, I'm the only one. So there have been some hit and misses with sequels, and it seems that like all the older movies are now getting sequels for nostalgia, for nostalgia money, quite
Yeah.
frankly. So this one I came in kind of with like well, I'll see it anyway, just so I could see what happens because between me and you, I have such a man crush on Pedro Pascal, and
Yeah.
s- and so there's nothing that the guy cannot do.
Yes.
And I was like, well, Pedro Pascal's in it, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think he would steer me wrong. And you have Denzel in there, so I'm like, I like Denzel, and then you have Mescal, and I'm like, people do like tequila. So I'm like, okay, let's go check it out. So I went and I gotta tell you. Um, Denzel should win an Oscar or an Emmy or something. Give him an award. He's fantastic in
All
this
right.
movie. He really deserves something for it. He stole every single scene that he was in. I absolutely loved him in this movie. Um, Pedro Pascal, he was great. And then that other guy, the Mescal, they did a good job of being ambiguous as to who he is. It kept you guessing until they reveal uh in the storyline about his character. And it was like other than them flooding the Colosseum, it was pretty good. I mean, even when they did flood the Colosseum, it was kind of cool, you know.
Yeah.
But as I'm not a historian, however, I doubt they got real life sharks in there. I doubt, there's some stuff where I'm like,
I'm thinking back to the tour I took of the Coliseum, and I can't say that I remember sharks, but I do remember that they would fill it with water. Like that was like the first time I heard like, what the fuck you mean they put water in this thing? Like they had boat fucking wars in here, and to be honest, it wasn't a very big ring. Like about like the size you see in a movie,
yeah,
wasn't as big as you think, but it was fucking cool. Um, I don't know about the sharks. There's one spoiler you let go. Uh, but who doesn't want a boat battle?
right. I mean, when we were kids in our bathtub, we both battled. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
so it's tale as old as time. But I do recommend this movie. Um, as long as you have your sense of disbelief, and again, unless you are a historian, and you go see this movie for historical facts, um, you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna enjoy it.
uh, all right. Well, I want to watch it. I'm going to watch it. I'm not going to go to the theater to watch it. It's very far if you between where I go to the theater. Like,
Really,
it's just
you don't have to watch it on IMAX or anything like that. You could just watch it on a regular screen. It's that big. This movie is that big where it deserves to be on screen.
my wife's not somebody who wants to go to a fucking a movie, and I'm not going to go by myself, knowing that my wife's at home and like I'm going to watch a movie. You know, the last movie I saw, let's see, Click. The last movie I saw in the theater was Click because I went with my daughter.
I
She
don't even know
wanted to
what that
watch that.
is.
Right?
I don't
Yeah.
even know what that is.
No. It's the movie with Zoe Kravitz and Channing Tatum before they broke
Oh,
up.
oh,
Yeah, she directed it.
okay, all right. I have to see this because I have a huge crush on Zoe Kravitz. Uh,
Yeah, it's a huge. It's a very. It's one of those like tries to be a mind fuck thriller.
okay.
So yeah, no, it's a yeah, it gets very interesting. A lot of yeah, it's a cool movie. I'd recommend it.
All right. Well, there you go, guys. Some movies for you guys and some reviews to go into, for the holiday. Because let's face it, while they're making the turkey and all the food, you're going to have some time. So go ahead and head on out to the movie theater and check out any of those picks that we talked about, or hit up the Netflix.
So yeah, because Netflix. Well, I won't get into Netflix yet because we're not in sports. But I wanted to bring up a topic. So I don't know if you saw my Facebook post about me dancing to BBD.
Yeah,
Well,
what do you mean you don't know? Of course, I was the first person to comment. I was the first person, and I can't believe nobody. And I waited. I waited because I was like, this is so easy. I was like, this is the most easiest comment in the world, and nobody is and I had to. I had
And then
to.
yeah, dude. Um, so I was like, as I'm like, doing my thing, doing the dishes. Um, wife's not paying attention whatsoever. I remember there was this line in the song, and it was like backstage, underage, adolescent. I'm like, when we listen to it when we're young, we're like, we don't really pay attention. But like, we go back and we start listening to old songs, like, oh, hey, 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 this is not right. Now that I'm
But
40, I'm
but
like,
but when they were saying backstage underage, it was them that was underage.
no, it was the girl was underage.
I did not take it like that.
As
But that could be what was Mr. Gates there? Because that would be a sure sign that they would be under.
underage. Touche, touche. Uh, but like, did we bypass these random songs like agent
Yes,
or number and stuff like that?
yes, David.
Yes, yes, yes. Immediately, yes.
When we were that young, were we really, that pin up on lyrics? You know,
Well, I think we were because I remember like, oh, I want to love you all night long and stuff, but but I was just like, um, was it because we were adolescent and we thought, oh, I'm underage and I'm backstage, and then like now you look back like, oh, hey, hey, hey,
yeah,
hey, 18, buddy, needs to be 18. We look at did we bypass a lot of fucking
we did, we did.
rape
Different. It was different times, David.
times?
It's a different time.
This was pre-internet. Yeah, I'm like, I just go back to like you fucking was it Jerry Lewis, Great Balls of Fire,
Oh yeah.
Sun Husband and stuff? I'm like, man, what was wrong with us back then? Like nobody thought like, hey, we gotta stop this.
Well, eventually they did because they made laws about it.
Some laws that are like not like, hey,
I, like it's funny.
and not every state has the age of consent at 18, buddy.
What's funny is I saw this thing on the internet of when they passed there's no drinking and driving while you're in your car, and that got passed in like in the 80s, right? Like early 80s, and they were like doing news reports on it, and this guy's just drinking a Budweiser in his car. He's like, I've been drinking in my car and driving for billions of years. He's like, no law is going to stop me. And fucking pounding that, and I'm like, fuck, like we had to create laws, for us being stupid.
Yeah, yeah. And now they're gonna bypass a bunch of laws groups for fucking stupid.
It's come full circle.
Full circle, yes. That old adage, you're doomed to repeat it. Oh, we're gonna repeat it real
Yeah.
bad, we're gonna repeat real bad. But yeah, no, I was just listening to that song, and like I start listening to old songs and go, holy fuck, I can't believe I used to sing along to this. Like, I'm like, Max, whoa, hey, 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 this is a wild thing. Ash, thanks.
David, you're like BBD would have never let me be a security guard because that line would have never made it to their music.
Yeah, dude, I'm thinking the same thing. Like, yep, nope, sorry, can't go backstage, can't go. You're
Has
not,
that
you know.
ever happened to you? As have you? Has there been a lot of that, or is that very few?
It happened for one particular show, and we were told make sure nobody under 18 came backstage. And then um, when we stopped them, they we were told that they're going to the bus. So whatever happens in the bus happens in the bus. And I was just like, yeah, no, man, this is not cool because uh, I felt gross, and I was just like, it kind of put me off in regards to like doing the job the way I get to the job. Um, I still believe like I should be management for people because I'm like, dude, no, I will just I'll keep you at a TNZ. Trust me, you just gotta listen to me. Keep you at TNZ. But yeah, I just like I said, like if you go back and listen to old songs, like as much as we talk shit about new music, I'm like, fuck, some of the old songs we used to listen to were fucked up just as bad as we were, man. We're talking about now. It's
Oh
just
yeah.
we're old and look like these kids nowadays.
My favorite is that's your new music sucks. Our old music is awesome. And I'm just like, have you heard our old music? Yeah, sure, it's great, but have you listened to our lyrics? I'm like, they're just about the same. So
Every really,
yeah, yeah. And again, what's old is now new, and that gets us into sports.
it's
And
the
of
Browns.
course, that was a crazy game. I was supposed to record a pod, and I kept on having to put it off because I'm like, hold on, 10 more minutes. I'm like, just hold off. I'm like, this game is super close. I'm like, and it's snow. Anything could happen, you know?
Yeah, no, those are the best games to watch. Like I couldn't watch the whole game because, but uh, it was awesome. Like a snowball, and then Cleveland's trying to move and put and have a dome now, so like they won't have snow games like that anymore. And it's like, man, that's just fucking classic.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that snow was like heavy too at the end. So
Yeah.
it really the snow becomes such a factor in football, and I like it. I really enjoy it. I'm sure the players don't because they're probably getting some frostbite and stuff like that. So
Oh,
I
I
get
mean the fans with their shirts off and shit, and like just like, oh, you're bananas right now,
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. But it was a good game, and you guys are now 3-8, and you beat an 8-2 team, and that is such a gift and a curse. Because like in a way, if you're a fan, you're like, I hate this team, and then they win, a juggernaut. You're like, I'm in love with this team again. You know what I mean? So it pulls at your strings a little.
I will always love my team. I will take the win, but I'm not expecting anything. So I just saw a shirt that I was thinking of buying, and it has like 5 stars, and it only has the 1 star. And I go, Browns fan, do not recommend. 1 star. And I was like, that'd be a great shirt. Because I mean, considering that the hopes and dreams that we had going into the season, considering we were in the playoffs last year and we're just like a shit team where all these injuries, we lost our fucking left guard, our right guard, our right tackle, left tackle, our running backs coming back from a major injury, we just traded our best receiver, our quarterback fucking went down. It's like, all right, but we beat the Steelers.
I like this quarterback though. I like this quarterback. Way
You like
better. Yeah, way better than Watson, than Deshaun Watson, and a less riskier than Deshaun Watson. So I don't know. Maybe you guys have something. Maybe you guys got something there. For next year. And it's sad that we already have to talk about next year for your team. But there's a lot of like really low teams with like 2-3 wins. There's like 9 teams, I want to say, about 9 teams that are in the cellar, so to
that
speak.
are the number 1 draft pick. Sad.
Yeah. So but let's talk about the coup de grace, the something that I'm sure everyone wants to talk about, the Mike Tyson fight, uh billed as the most spectacle of spectacles in boxing entertainment. It had been, heavily promoted, and I was excited. I was like, yeah, I want to see Mike Tyson, beat the shit out of this Jake Paul guy. I don't even know who this guy is. I'm like, but I'm like, let him taste the ferocity that is Mike Tyson. and yeah, there was no taste of ferocity at all.
He barely threw any punches. Like everything you that you saw leading up to the fight was like, is that what you had? You just wasted it all in the fucking promos. It was sad. I mean, I couldn't expect much of Tyson, but I expected more than what we got. Like he looked fragile. You know what I mean? He looked like his legs did couldn't hold up his upper body anymore, and he's out there, and I don't know. He was biting his fucking glove, and I don't know, man. It was like, did he? I don't know what to think. Like boxing is no fun anymore. Like even the fight before that, the women's fight. I was very adamant that Serrano won that with the cheating girl. She lost the point and she still beat her. I was like, there's no way that happened. And I go, this is why boxing lost to MMA because there's just too much cheating. There's too much controversy. It's like it doesn't make sense anymore to watch boxing. It really doesn't. This kid, he's an IG fucking TikTok star, so he's bringing it back as a prominent sport for his own game, but it's not for true boxing fans because it's just the sport has lost its luster because there's just too much controversy. There's too much people being paid off. Like you can't tell me that you see somebody win 10 out of 12 rounds and they lost fucking on a split decision. Like, what were you watching? Because nobody saw what you saw.
Yeah, that was and you know what? The one match before was really good. Yes, it was such a precursor for what was going to happen with Mike Tyson. But all the matches were pretty decent. You know what I mean? Like I thought it was good up until the Mike Tyson fight. And not only that, but all the buffering and stuff like that, and
Yeah, it was horrible.
everybody was blaming it on their internet, and they were, you know what I mean? And I was just like, is it the internet or is it just a lot of people are watching? And
Yeah,
Netflix hasn't really mastered this whole live thing
yeah.
because
Netflix ate a dick on this fucking fight. They were not prepared. Their production was horrible. Their connection was horrible. And the worst part is they're hosting two NFL games on fucking Thanksgiving, which I didn't want to bring up early in the conversation because we're talking about Thanksgiving. It's like, so you're gonna watch football on fucking Netflix and you can't watch it because it's buffering. Like Netflix, for everything that you fucking charge people, you ate a dick, ate a big one.
yeah, and it's funny because now Amazon Prime is like, oh, we're like we're not so bad after all. You know what I mean? Like our
Amazon Prime, their live works. I've never had an issue buffering on the game and shit. Fucking Hulu live works. Everything else live works except fucking Netflix because you're trying to get into it and like, ooh, there's so many people here. Well, you should have prepared for that. You know how many fucking subscriptions you have.
yeah. Like the thing is, there's how many subscriptions we have, so be prepared for that many subscriptions to watch.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, yeah. So that was, but that was an interesting, um, I guess event because a lot of people came out of the woodwork. Uh, at the bar that I'm at, we showed it, and usually Fridays are hit and miss, but we had not a substantial crowd, but we had people that were really interested in watching this fight. So it did what it had to do. It brought people, it put people in seats, and that's somewhat of a win. So we'll see what else what other live streaming events people will start considering to do, whether it be another boxing match or I know MMA is huge, so and they do it on pay per view, but
that's
mm,
WWE is coming to Netflix live come January.
yeah,
So they're gonna start showing WWE on that. So I'm like, do does Does pay per view die? Does pay per view die for sporting events now that you can put it on streaming?
No, because like there's still going to be WrestleMania. There's still going to be, other things.
But you can watch WrestleMania on Peacock.
Right, or you can pay-per-view it, you know. Um
It's cheaper to get a fucking subscription to Peacock.
well, for the initial subscription, but then after you pay it, you can't redo that every year. Well, you can if because you're gonna have 1,000 different emails, addresses. So in theory, you can, but yeah, it'll be interesting for sure to see. Because we're at the beginning of this whole streaming um live part of our lives. It was just like when the internet came. You were like, the internet. dial up, dial up's forever.
And you get off the internet.
Yeah. What else is happening in sports? I think that was like the major stuff.
That was the major stuff. I mean, everything else is just kind of like happening. It's still early. College football is coming to the peak. Tomorrow is a very big weekend. The next 2 weekends are huge in regards to CFP. So college football is getting exciting. Um, Tomorrow's a very, very big game for my team. So I'm going to be all in. Like, don't call me. Don't fucking nothing. Don't bug me worth a shit. I'm going to be locked in. Um, I mean, I don't really have to care about Sunday football because we won yesterday.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, the season's still like 7+ games, 7+ weeks in the NFL. Um, Basketball is just starting, so there's still a lot of basketball left. My team finally lost to the Celtics, so the Cavs are now 16-1. Damn it, one blemish. Um, no, I mean, sports gets kind of good and bad during the holidays.
yeah,
Like there's the midwinter break for soccer. So soccer's gonna go on hiatus, uh, and then there's no baseball for you. So
yeah. And this Sunday is, it's always weird when your team plays Monday night because it's like Sunday, I'm always like, okay, like I got to do this before the game, whether it's the morning game or the afternoon game. But then it's just like, well, Sunday's cool. I can watch whatever game I want, or
yeah,
it's kind of like a free day in a way. So we'll see. We just got flexed. The Chargers just got flexed with the Broncos in December in like 2-3 weeks to be a Thursday night game. And so there's going to be a lot of more Chargers on more TVs, coming up. And I hate that because I kind of like being kind of like you know, like under profile. But then when people start raising the profile of my team, I'm just like, no, this is tough. More people start talking about them, and it's just like I need us to be under the radar. That's how we work. We got to be under the radar darlings. But now that we're getting more and more profile, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I got to give it up to the coach. This Jim Harbaugh guy kind of knows what he's doing. And it was supposed to be a rebuilding year. He is truly making the most of it. So,
yeah. Look, you got J.K. Dobbins in the backfield.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That guy. He's already doing better than Eckler. Like they put like all of our old guys and stats with our new guys' stats, and these new guys are just doing just a little bit better at
Yeah,
that.
it has the bit outside.
Yeah, just a little bit better than what those guys did last year around this time. So, um, yeah. So I mean, we saved money and we're doing just a little bit better. So, um, uh, I'm excited, but yet I'm shitting my pants. So so we'll go from there. Any more sports, David?
No, I'm good.
All right,
Nothing that.
last call. Last call for topics. David, is there a topic that you would like to discuss before we leave?
No, I'm good. I brought up the one that I had in regards to, songs that touch upon things that we frown upon now as we're older, going back, and uh, that's it for me.
Yeah. I think I went through all my topics already. I'm just trying to think if there was anything else that I was. I feel like there's one thing that I missed, but we could save that for another time because I just can't. It just can't come to my brain right now. Guys, if you enjoyed the show, enjoyed the program, give us money. We are on Venmo and log on to drinkswordsby.com. And there you can Venmo us. You could subscribe to us on our plethora of streaming partners. Just click on the banners, and yes, we are on YouTube. So I just remembered we just got a new YouTube subscriber, and so now we're like 39 subscribers. So we want to get to the number 40. So if you know a friend, have friends, and you would like to help, yeah, uh, get us another subscriber. Let's turn the corner. Let's get into the 40s, and then we'll make our goal for 50. So we're almost to our goal of 40. Let's try to get 40 before the end of the year. And that would really enjoy it. We would enjoy it if you can help us with that. And any plugs? Do you have anything to plug, David?
I don't plug. No.
No, nothing to plug. Okay. Yeah. All right. So um last no wait, no last call. Was it what are we choosing to, David? What are we choosing to this week?
Uh, I am cheersing to my wife. Uh, I'm truly lucky to have her in my life, and I am uh, a better person for her. So, cheers to my wife.
And my cheers is gonna go to the true heroes, the people that return shopping carts. To you guys. Thank you for returning your shopping carts. If you don't return your shopping carts, don't tell me or don't do it in front of me. Cheers. Oh man. Well, David, that's gonna wrap it up for this edition of Drinks to Words by David. If you could do the honors and kick everyone out.
All right, everybody, you got to go. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Be thankful for all the people that are important in your life. Cheers.
All right. And that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Drinks Words by. We're out of here later.